Jump in bed and cover up your head, 'cause Santa Claus comes tonight.
Hello, my dear crafters. So today we have another project for our Craft Fair 2024 and Christmas gifts. And today we're doing something that is very different. I was walking by a kid's store, it's a game store, and I saw on display these little boxes, were much bigger than this, about this big, of what they call puzzle boxes, and I immediately had the idea of adapting that to cards. So what we have here is, let me see if that's the one that has one inside. We have little tiny cards that are cut like puzzles. So this is one of them, and we also have a little cards that you can write a message, because the card itself already comes with a message. Let me just zoom in for you. So this is something, I believe, original. I don't know if you've seen anything like this before. I don't think so. So I have a little card here. This was actually, initially, this is like an ephemera. And using a die set, that's not the one. Yeah, this one goes here. So I'll just quickly put it together here. So you cut it as a puzzle like that with a die cut, and you put it into these little boxes. So it's a very different and original, one of a kind of card that you can give, a Christmas card, to your friends and family. And they come into this little tiny box. How cute is that? So you decorate your box, and that's what we're going to learn today. I'll teach you how to make the box and how to prepare the cards. And for the cards, you need to have some kind, there are many different ones in the market. This is the one that I used. I have this set of 4. See, they cut whatever you put underneath it. These are cutting dies, and they have different numbers, see, of pieces. So this one, that's the one that I like the most, because I think 4 is not enough, and I think 6 is perfect. It's not that complicated, but you can use more, like this one, and there is a round one. So I'll have the link to this one. The only thing is, this one is small, and I'll have links to bigger ones that you can make, like 5x7s and 4 1/4 by 5, like the size of a card, so you can make like a card base. But these are great great die sets to have. Let me show you what they look like. So I already have these 2. Let me just zoom in a little closer. So these are another example for you. This is ready, so you just break it apart like that, and you put it in the box. So here's another one, and we're going to do one together just to see how it works, and then we're just going to put that inside the box. We're going to make the box too. But the other thing that you can do with these cutting dies is to prepare little panels. I have here, just to show you, these are beautiful panels for if you're making like a gift box for the lid, or even for cards. So I actually used it cut in little pieces, and I just glued it together to have this outline here. So it's just a different way of having the card front. See, you prepare it, and this one cut in 4, so that's the other one. So I have all 3 here for you. That's the one that cut in 4, the one that cut in more pieces, and the one in 6. So it's just something different. These are great for cards. That's what I'm going to use these for, to be in the front of the card. So yeah, good ones to have, but I'll have some options, bigger ones too. And we're going to now learn how to make the little boxes, and then we're going to cut one of these tiny cards together, okay? So let's move to the tutorial. So for the little box, we're going to need a piece of paper that is 4 1/4 by 3 1/2. And we're going to score at 1/4, half. Just gonna hold it here. Half, 1, 3 1/4, and 3 3/4. I'll have the measurements below for you. And then you're going to turn it around, and we're going to score at half again. Same thing here, because that's the width, no, the height of the little box. So one half, 1, and then 2.5 and 3. That's all the scoring. I'm going to burnish all the scoring lines. So now we have these 3 little squares here right on the corner. We're going to cut it all off, okay? Because we're making a reinforced kind of box. So we cut these 3, and we're going to do that on all 4 sides, like this. And we have this flap here, so we're going to cut that at an angle. And we're going to do the same thing on all 4 sides. So this triangle here, it's always the corners. So I'm going to cut that and show you what it looks like. So here's what we have left. And now what we're going to do is we're going to glue these flaps like this. And then we're going to fold this over to make a reinforced box, okay? So we're going to put some glue on the flaps. And if you want to make this bigger, I do have a video, and I'll have the link below to that video, that teaches you how to make lidded boxes in this kind too, the reinforced kind, and how to customize it to the size that you want. So if you want to make like a regular size card and you need a bigger box, even though it's all cut, and if you're going to do something like this but with a bigger card, make sure to watch that, because I show you exactly how to adapt to any size you want. It's a very good video, very thorough, and you're going to learn how to make boxes of all sizes. So there you go, 1. I'm just going to press a little bit with my bone folder, both sides. So here's what we have left. And we're going to, before you put glue here and you fold it in, I always test it to see if it's going to, because sometimes you need to trim a little bit here. This one is fine. You can tell when it's a little bit too wide. So you just press it. Use your bone folder to press it down like this. So you're going to do that on all 4 sides, and that's what makes it reinforced. I really like to make this kind of box because, again, I'll test it. See, it needs a little bit of trimming here, right here on the left, but it's just like a hair, really just a little bit. Then you're going to put some glue and fold it. Use your bone folder. And there you go, we have our little box. All we need to do now is create the wraparound. So for that, we're going to use a piece of paper that is 5 1/4 by 2 3/8. So 2 3/8 here. And we're going to score on the long side, we're going to score, let me zoom in for you so you see the scoring. 1 1/4, so that's 1 1/4. I'm going to use this other side here. 1 3/4, 3 1/4, and 3 3/4. So that's just for the cover, for these parts, this area here, okay? So we're gonna, again, going to fold the scoring lines. And here we have our little box. We're going to put a jewel here just to look like it's really a match, like a drawer. So here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna glue this part here, okay? So the best way to do that you put this, you turn it, and you adjust it just to see that it's all fitting right here. And I'm going to put some glue. Make sure it's not that very tight, because if it's too tight, it's hard to open it, to open the door. So again, you're going to just use this very lightly. You press it a little bit so that it's tight, but not too tight. And then after I do that, I usually just remove this, and I use my bone folder to just make sure that it's all glued. So there you go. We have the cover. And I'm just going to, there you go. Sometimes you need to just cut a hair here. There you go. All good. And now we're going to decorate it. My favorite part. So here's what we're gonna do. We have, for the top here, we're gonna do it this way. So I have already some ephemera here, and we're just going to decorate, so that's easy. The other thing that we're going to do is I always have a little piece of paper, and I always put it inside. I'm just going to add something to it. This is like a note for you, because since the card you're going to cut it, if you write on the back of the card, depending on your handwriting, it'll be hard for the person to see. So if you want to give it to the person and also have a little note, it comes with it. So it's really nice. And if you are going to sell this on your craft fair, what you need to do, I'm going to leave one open with and I'll have like a little sign explaining what it is. It's going to show, it's going to be open, and it's going to show the little card all cut out, and just saying, you know, something, give a creative, something like that, a creative card this year or something like that. So I have this little bit of stickers here. So I'm just going to, I'm going to choose one of these. I think this one is nice to put here. This is too big, this is too red. Yeah, I think this one will be perfect. I'm going to add a little tree. There you go. So that's going to go right here. And that's how I decorated it. And the last thing I'm going to do is to add a little jewel to the front of the box. And there you go. Very nice. I'm going to remove this and do the same thing. I'm just going to turn it around and press it. And I'm going to, for the card inside also, I'm going to add something. Maybe a red one. See, so you add a little, it's just a little decoration, so it's not that plain. So you have a little tree there that goes inside, and that's that. So we have our box. I don't know if I didn't brought the jewels. No, I didn't, but just so you know, I am going to add one here like I did to the other ones, like this. So I'm going to add one. So our box is ready. Now I want to show you how to create and how to, what kind of papers to use, and I'm going to run it through my machine, okay? Let's just create a little tiny mini card. What I have here is just a piece of paper. This piece of paper here is practically the same size as the cutting die that I'm going to use. It's a little bigger. So just cut it like a quarter bigger than your paper, or even less. It doesn't need to be this big. I'm even going to cut mine a little more, because you want to be able to know where, how to better position it. So very easy. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use this. It's an ephemera that I had from an ephemera pack. So make sure that it has a message like Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, because it's supposed to be a card. So I'm just going to place this here as centered as I can. And now, very easy, all I need to do is, and here's my tip for you. See that I have two sides? Use thin paper like scrapbook paper, not cardstock. If you use two cardstock sheets plus this is not gonna cut. Depends on your machine, of course. On mine, it wouldn't cut. So I used paper. It's not that thin because we have two layers plus one. So I use paper here, very thin cardstock here, like the ones you get at Michael's, and then I use this on top. And this will be thick enough to be cut when I run this through my machine. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to run it through the machine, and then we'll be back here and see the final results. So I have run it through my machine, and this is what it looks like. See, it falls apart like that. And now you have a card that would be very fun for the person to get and have to put it together like this. So I really think that 6 pieces is perfect. So there. And it's just a fun thing to do. It's not just a regular card with a message that the person opens and never looks at it again. And they're going to keep this one for sure. So there you go. You have, let me zoom in for you. There. And we're gonna just break it apart, put it in our little box, and we're going to put the jewel now, because now that I had time, I picked it up. Let's choose which color. Oh, pink for sure, because it has, we have pink on the cover, the top part of the box, so we can open it. This is just a decoration. You're not going to really pull it or anything. So we have a little note. If you want to leave it a note and write a note. And we can place the little pieces, and there you are. You have a puzzle miniature Christmas card, or of course you can make this birthday card, any kind really. But how cute is that? So you're going to have something different, something very original, and one of a kind, and I'm really curious to see how well it will do on my craft fair. So we have 4 here, and I'll make some more for the craft fair. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments below, and please do help me reach my goal of 20,000 subscribers, okay? Most of you are not subscribers, so if you could help me reach that number, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and you have a great day.